doesn't matter where you live in the United States of America or anywhere around the world, because I played basketball all around the world. Knowing where you live is going to be 100% one thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so even though I grew up predominantly, black area of Brooklyn as well as Queens, it wasn't 100%, right? So I did have interaction with people, Asian people, in actuality, I hate using the hyphenated Americans. I'll be honest with that. I think we should get away from that. Because if I was born here, I'm American. And if I pay taxes, guess what? I'm American, right? So, but those 4 years did help shape me and prepare me for what was to be, my time at BC, which obviously we all know it. BC was predominantly a white, more white students there than anything else. But I always had a strong belief that you put me anywhere in God's green earth, I'm gonna do just fine. So I don't care if you drop me in a remote part of India, I'm gonna do well. I'm gonna figure it out. So coming to BC, I felt like I was gonna succeed, and I also felt like I had to succeed. If I had to succeed not only for myself, but I had to succeed for my family, for my parents, of course, who not only struggled to raise their kids, but also the fact that they came from Africa with nothing in their pockets and came to America to help make a better life for themselves. So I couldn't complain about me going to I got a meal plan. What am I going to complain about at BC? So that was my mentality. I was going to strive no matter what.
Yep. One thing you touched on, if you don't mind me just going back into, I would like to hear your thoughts on the hyphenated Americans and what's your thought process behind that, and why you feel that way.
Yeah, I've always felt that it's the reason why you have so much of this issue when you view someone else as different or as other, right? Mm-hmm. So you think about it. If I was to ask you, think of an American right now, you most likely think of a handsome, strapping white male, right? Most people would do that. But then you hyphenate it, right? You look at you got Ryan, right? but most other ethnic groups, you put a hyphenated. You put Black American. You put African American. You put Asian American. You always put this hyphenated American. But my belief and my view is that if you're American, you're American. You shouldn't be a hyphenated American. And I might be wrong about that, but that's my personal view.
Yep.
I think you'd have more unity if you viewed, if you don't want to talk about a global world, to talk about America as it is, you can't continue to call somebody else a Black American or white American like they should be an American.
Right.
Yep. Like it taints them being an American by having that hyphen, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with that stuff.
And one of the things I've always felt about this, and we get into it because we've played, in different countries and things like that. Whereas some of these other, Asian Americans, or some people may identify as Latino American or Polish American, whatever the case may be, they're able to get dual citizenship. Whereas me, as just a strictly African American, I don't necessarily, I'm sure I have descendants, but not ones that I know. So I can't apply for a citizen in Africa. It doesn't work like that. So why am I getting this tag? I've always thought that, because if that was the case, I'd still be playing and making money as an African dual citizen somewhere. But I can't do that. So why can other people do that, but we still have to identify as that when we can't get citizenship anywhere else but America?
Yeah.
I mean, marry somebody or something.
Fact of the matter is that you are an American. You're an American.
Fact.
That's how it should be.
And I mean, there's some ways I guess you can work around it, but I feel what you're saying, because it gets very difficult. I know some people who have dual citizenship, but it's only because they play a sport for the country or something like that. You can't just automatically say, hey, I want a different opportunity. I want to see if I can go get a dual citizenship, since I know my bloodline runs through maybe that country or something like that. So it's weird in that sense, because it's just well, you want me to play basketball and bring money into the country, but how come I can't just do it regularly without having to play a sport or something that's always going to bring that different type of revenue, you know what I'm saying, into that country or whatever. That's the part I think that can be really confusing. Something like, only if I can do something for you, then you can allow me to be part of that dual citizenship, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's weird.
here overseas, I got dual citizenship. My parents are from Nigeria, so I always had an American passport my entire life, and it wasn't until my first year overseas, because I knew that I wouldn't count towards that slot for an American, because back then you could only have 2 Americans per team.
Yeah.
Back when I think eventually it became unlimited. Like I was playing in Germany, and I got a Nigerian passport just because I was going to be able to make more money and help the team be able to have more Americans on their team.
Right. And another thing, like, if you actually, like, people just look just like us, like in France, you know, if you ask them, they say they're French. Like,
Exactly.
there is nothing else behind that. Like, they're French.
There's no hyphenated French. I mean, you might say that as a descriptor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get away from describing someone, right? But like as a nationality, you wouldn't put like or saying someone's a Black American or a Black Frenchman. Like you just say they're French. That's how they.
Right.
I mean, we were in France as a family last year, and we noticed that we were just like, wow, everyone's just French. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Better way to distinguish us would be to call you guys above 6 foot Americans.
Yeah.